police war, stopping violence. Trying to fix the system in the way that they designed it. I think they want me silenced. Oh, say you can see, I don't feel like I'm free. Locked down in my cell, shackled from ankle to feet. Judge banging that gavel, turned me to slave from a king. Another day.
Hey guys, welcome to another installment of the show. Excuse my voice, I kind of lost it arguing. So bear with me if I sound like a man. Our second log video. Every Monday and every Friday now. I'll be posting videos. Monday will be any miscellaneous regular videos. Friday will be log segments. Stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, to tell a friend to tell another friend. And we just do that. Okay, so today's video will be about solitary confinement. If you guys don't know what solitary confinement is a place where inmates go in prison when they have either done something wrong, are pregnant, or is mentally unstable. It's basically a smaller cell than your average cell that is solitary. You're away from general population, you're away from everybody else, you're solitary, you're by yourself. Well, my first video was about what is one thing I would do to fix the judicial system. So my law videos, I wanted to be based off that type of thinking and ways we can still fix our judicial system while teaching guys as well. So for this video, I want to inform/persuade as to why solitary confinement should be banned. And in order to do that, I have to bring awareness to the issue. So this is my bringing awareness. Hopefully after this video, it'll open a lot of people's eyes to see why we should ban solitary confinement.
Solitary confinement. Before you meet its residents, just listen to them. 12 by 7 concrete cell. The officers follow rigid protocols. For example, there's a strip search for weapons or contraband every time they take an inmate out to the yard, which is known as the rec cage.
It takes a certain type of person to do it. We're working inside the lion's cage with the lion.
This form of punishment has become so controversial. Many corrections officials say it's a necessary tool to control a dangerous population.
1862, it was used as an experiment in the Eastern Penitentiary in Philadelphia, New York. It was used as an experiment. That itself should tell you something right there. What is there to experiment? You get what I'm trying to say? It was used as an experiment. Special housing units, administrative segregation units, protective custody, special need unit, permanent lockdown, security threat group management, involuntary, voluntary protective custody. All of that, those are all other terms for the box. Solitary confinement is a 6 by 10 cell where an inmate is there for 22 to 24 hours a day roughly. And those 1-2 hours downtime is when they can go out of their cell for a little bit. Honestly, a corrections officer only needs a GED, needs to be above age, and they just take a test. So some of them aren't even given the proper training to deal with people in these environments, and they don't know how to react. So how do you expect others to react? I'm just gonna side note. It's unhealthy conditions as well. Because as somebody's in solitary confinement, they're not watched as much because, like I said, it's not general population. It's the COs that have that floor at that time, and it stays just like that. Fun fact that's not so fun, 40 plus states, maximum and super maximum prisons use solitary confinement now. Putting somebody in a box for days, weeks, months, years at a time can really mess up a person's mind. Humans are social creatures. You're depriving them of human contact. Your brain declines. You start to hallucinate visions. You have hearing deprivation. There's anger. There's depression. There's paranoia. And the list just goes on. People get bored in their room for more than an hour if they're by themselves. Imagine being in a small cell confined. It literally was made to break down a person and see how far you can break down a person, to let them understand that you were in control and that they need to pay for whatever they did, even if it was something minor. Ismail Nazari is a TED Talk.
We need to change the culture in our jails. in prisons, especially for young inmates.
Just being in there, your mind becomes your own worst enemy. You know, you start to feel bad about yourself. You're like, oh, I'm in this box. I'm in this box. I'm in here all day, every day. If it's the summertime, it's uncomfortably hot. A couple of the letters that I had, from the moisture of it being so hot, like the ink was running off the pages. Your eyes, start to play tricks on you. Like you start seeing black dots, and your eyes is just following them around in the cell. You're trying to escape seeing the black dots, but you can't. It could drive you crazy, because even the conversations in the box aren't normal conversations. When you repeat everything twice, if you're screaming at somebody all the way down the tier, you have to scream, hey yo, they're like, what? I ain't hear you, I ain't hear you. So there's so many people that have been in that cell and screamed on that same gate, it smells like a bunch of breath and drool. So you in the box pacing back and forth talking to yourself about everything under the sun, having a full-fledged conversation with yourself. Oh yeah, son, yeah, da-da-da-da, talking like it's normal, and it's not. You develop social, emotional problems behind being in the box. People have tried fake suicide attempts to get out of the box. So what some people would do is take a battery out of their Walkman, and they, tuck it in their rectum. If you can't clear the metal detector, you can't go in the box. When they take you to the infirmary and you get the x-ray, they say that that's kind of a suicide attempt because the battery can explode in you. You could die. But if you try to commit suicide, they take you out the box. I wouldn't say that any teenagers deserve to be in a box. Yo, I'm a teenager. I shouldn't have to be dealing with all of this. I'm a kid.
It's very easy for some people to look at these correctional officers as the good guys and the inmates as the bad guys, or vice versa for some. Institutions need to give these correctional officers proper trainings on how to properly deal with the adolescent population. And they also need to give them proper trainings on how to deal with the mental health population as well. These COs play a big factor in these young people's lives for X amount of time until a disposition is reached on their case. So why not try to mentor these young people while they're there? Why not try to give them some type of insight to make a change for once they re-enter back into society, they're doing something positive.
It's like you're literally fighting to survive in there. Culture in our jails is survival of the fittest, but in the most harshest state there could be. You get locked up for a petty crime, and now you're put into an environment with people who are rapists and killers. And another example is Khalid Browder.
They came out the police car and they searched us, but we didn't have anything on us. So I was thinking the next step was we're free to go. We're just gonna walk home. Only thing on my mind was I gotta go home. I didn't do this. Now I'm in jail around these grown men, and they're fighting each other, and I don't know. We were beaten. We were beaten, stomped by the correction officers, hit with weapons. They tackled me in my cell where there wasn't any cameras. They grabbed me up, they put me on the bed, and they were just punching, they kicking me. And then they maced me in my eyes, they maced me in my nose and my mouth. I couldn't breathe. The judge told me if I plead guilty, I would release from jail that same day. But I didn't do it. You're not gonna make me say I did something just so I could go home. If I gotta stay here 5 more months just to prove that I'm innocent, then so be it. It's just heartbreaking, and it's like I felt like they were just playing with my life. I don't really tell too much people about this, but it's like sometimes I talk to myself, and it's like It's actually embarrassing sometimes on the train or the bus. I have a whole conversation with myself for 5 to 10 minutes, and then it's like, you're really crazy. Like, you really talk to yourself. But being in solitary confinement that long without talking to anybody, I feel like that maybe had something to do with it, because that's where those habits started to pick up. You know, deep down, I'm a mess, because it's like, I'm 21, and in the inside, I feel like I'm 40. I always believed in standing up for what I felt was right. And if I would have just been guilty, then my story would have never been heard. Nobody would have took the time to listen to me. I'd have been just another criminal.
Tried to commit suicide plenty of times due to being mistreated and just having his anxiety take over him, that when he finally left on June 6th of 2015, he committed suicide at 22 years old. When do we get our lives back? When do we get to feel safe in our own justice system? Why do people have to lose their sons over nothing? But that just shows us what type of judicial system we have. But I believe we need to put an end to solitary confinement, because it's no point. It's dehumanizing us. It's messing with people's minds. It's not something we should be allowed to do at all. It's like when you're in the box, like, they don't care about you for that time being, and they'll just leave you there. So we need to put an end to it now. So please like, share, comment, subscribe, comment any type of stories you guys have. If you know anyone that was personally in solitary confinement, if you were ever in solitary confinement personally, because this is a topic I've always been very strongly opinionated on, that I feel like we should stop. It needs to end here, but it needs to end with us. We need to bring everybody aware to what's going on in order for this to stop, because if we don't, it'll just keep going on. Like, it'll just keep getting brushed under the rug, and we can't keep letting this happen. Thank you again. Till our next legal video. Hasta la mañana. Whoa. Later, guys. See you next time.